Everybody. All right, we're talking about behaviors today from your Outmatch report. So we're going to talk about ambition and drive. So this is always an interesting one for all of our clients because we're going to talk about both characteristics and behaviors today. So this one might be a little bit more extensive, but if your ambition and drive score is something that you're looking to influence a little bit, then this is the video that you want to watch. All right, so ambition is something that has three different components: exhibiting a winning attitude, committing to achieving goals, and a strong follow through. So those are the three competencies that we use to measure ambition. So this can get a little in depth in terms of what works best for you in influencing this specific behavior. We want to constantly be looking for what motivates our prospects, what motivates our clients. In a lot of cases, we're looking for what motivates our significant others, what motivates our kids to do homework, do chores, what leads them to be happy individuals as we raise them. Now we need to be focused on what motivates us. It's important that we know what gets us out of bed every day and keeps us happy, because if we can determine what we need, then it's easier for us to communicate it. If you know what motivates you, and there's no wrong answer, everybody can have something different. You can have the same as your neighbor, as long as it's authentic and correct. Whatever motivates you is perfectly fine. I would have a hard time telling you that I haven't heard what motivates you from someone else, but whatever it is, there's no wrong answer. You need to write it down. It needs to be sitting someplace that you can see it. If it's a picture of your kids, then that needs to be in front of your face at all times. And it needs to be in front of your face in the places where you lose the most often. So let me just give you a quick example. When I was a road warrior, I had little kids. I was a single mom, and where do you lose more than any place when you're a road warrior? In your car. You leave a deal, you leave a meeting, you've been told no, it's your mobile office. So I took a picture of my kids. It was one of my favorites. It was 5 cents to have it printed, and it sat right underneath my garage door opener in my car. Because no matter what kind of deal I had, when I got in my car, I knew that there were my kids. Now, I'm money motivated, I'm success motivated, but my kids are the reason why I need to be able to be financially motivated, why I'm success motivated, things like that. So whatever motivates you, if it's a flashy car or it's whatever it is that motivates you, your children, your spouse, whatever it is, put it somewhere where you are inclined to have failure, so that when it hits, you don't have to go looking for it. It's right there. It kind of goes along with our emotional resilience, right? So not when we fail or if we fail, but when we fail, how quickly we get back up. So we want to place reminders in our life in a place where we can see them, and it encourages us to get back up and get going again. If you don't know what motivates you, and that actually is not as uncommon as you may think it is, then I will encourage you to go to one of your colleagues who is also training with us and allow them to practice their Phoenix techniques on you to help you figure out what motivates you. So here's why I say that. We started this video off by saying we are constantly looking for motivators, right? We tend to forget that we are constantly selling. If I ask you, when was the last time you sold something, and you tell me, this morning, or a couple days ago, depending on what your frequency is, I would beg to differ that you probably haven't gone more than about 30 minutes, maybe even 5 minutes since you've sold someone. Did you convince someone to go to lunch with you? Did you convince someone to go on a date with you this weekend? Whatever it is, we're constantly in the game of convincing someone else to do something we want. And that is exactly what sales is. That is the motivator. So allow your colleague to practice their Phoenix skills on you. We have this problem a lot with managers. So if you're a manager or you're in a leader role, remember, just because you may have been taken out of a sales role, you still have employees that need to know their motivators. We as their managers need to know what motivates people to come to work. So the old always be selling technique, it twists a little bit, but we need to constantly know what we're pulling something out of the ashes, right? We talk about the Phoenix because underneath all of the crap in life, underneath all the crap in business, we still need to figure out what the motivator is, because it will rise up and we will figure out why people want to do business with us. So if you are unaware of what your motivator is, find a colleague and let them practice on you. You also probably have a drive score. So if you are specifically in sales, then pull out your drive report. And this is where we see the characteristics. There's 3 of them. And remember, characteristics are something that we have innately. Characteristics, unfortunately, kind of in a scary place, we have them by the age of 5. Unless you have experienced some kind of traumatic event in life, they are mostly set by the time we are 5 years old. So if you've already sent kids to preschool, they're kind of already there, or preschool is influencing them and then they're in place by the time they get to kindergarten. So these 3 characteristics, need for achievement, competitiveness, and optimism, are 3 things that are a characteristic rather than a behavior for you. So if you have a drive score, that score is based on characteristics. So we have your ambition, which we can influence, right? What gets you out of bed, how strong your follow through is, and committing to achieve goals. And then we have your drive, which is the 3 characteristics that we're specifically looking at: need for achievement, competitiveness, and optimism. When we are looking specifically at ambition and drive together, we could see an influence on control and close, how much control we have when it comes to actually closing a deal, and solving objections. So how quickly we can overcome someone's either purposeful or unpurposeful attempt to stall a deal or present their objections, which then would lead to control and close. So it's important that our ambition and drive, how we present ourselves, is under control, because it's costing us money in terms of how quickly we close, at what margin we close at, and how quickly we determine other people's motivators. So it kind of has a much bigger scope than maybe we realize. The last thing that the last piece to this puzzle, if we were kind of building all the building blocks together, would be tie game theory. And if this is a class that you've taken with us, you know that having a strong ability to achieve goals is exactly what puts you in a winning position for tie game theory. Knowing your place on the field and knowing how to leverage your place on the field to hit 150% plus to goal, or 150% plus to plan, that is exactly where we would place tie game theory. It is not, tie High Game Theory is an extra class. And so if you have not been through that training yet, or you are interested in doing that, it is something that we teach all throughout the year. We do not do goal training just at the end of the year or the beginning of the next year. We do it all throughout the year. The goal of that class is to meet and exceed 150% to plan. So if you are looking to have a strong ambition and drive score, and achieving excessive goals is something that is on your team's plan or on yours, and you have yet to take that class, you do get a touch of it in both Metanoia and in Phoenix. But if you'd like to have that, please reach out to one of the coaches and we'd be happy to get you set up in the next class for that. But exceeding your goals and the need for achievement in terms of meeting goals is very, very common in a common ambition and drive behavior. So, all right, guys, that's a lot. Please don't hesitate to talk about this in your weekly accountability call. You can call for coaching, you know how to reach us, or talk to your managers and we can do a collaborative call. Your managers are being equipped to talk through this with you, and there's a lot of pieces. So take some time, watch the video as many times as you need, and I hope everybody takes just a little bit of time to breathe life in. Have a great day, everybody.